Hey, so I'm sure you've heard newsletters are important. You could search very easily and you're going to see all this stuff about newsletters being in front of your customers often. I mean, we all go to our email. I know if I'm looking for something, I'll look back and say, "Oh, there's that guy. He always emails me. Let me type in a keyword, look for it, and I find the person, I find their phone number, and I find their contact. I'm able to actually get in touch with them. So it's very important. Also, adding value, not always going for sale, right? So one thing you can do is set up a series of newsletters, and using AI, it's never been easier. I'm telling you, I sat here, I'm going to show you this live because I left the month of December, and I'll show you live how long it took me to do this. So I'm working with my customer, Lightning Exteriors. They happen to be in several markets, great company to work with, by the way, for any of these markets. But I chose Iowa. I figured I wanted to use Iowa to make the newsletter because I want to send a newsletter based on weather, holidays, things like that. Some things are, it's Memorial Day in Iowa, it's Memorial Day in Texas, but it's snowing in Iowa. It probably isn't snowing in Texas. So, I kind of want to differentiate a little bit there. So I chose Iowa to start. So some of you that are in multiple markets, there's that added layer here, right? But I go to ChatGPT, something you guys are all familiar with, and I just make a simple request. And I'm just like, hey, I want to create, we're with Lightning Shears. We want to create 12 articles, each based on the area and the month, factoring weather and holidays. So letting it know to factor in weather and holidays. We are roofing contractors and we want to share value added articles to our past customers as well as prospects. Return me an article headline for each month that I can build articles off of. Now, you can have ChatGPT write the whole article, but I'm going to show you something that I like better. It's not very costly, but I'm going to show you that. So it returned me this, articles, and I was like, okay, cool. But hey, we're in this area because I forgot to tell it we're in this area. Then it started going off on a tangent, doing articles for each city. I was like, no, 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 I don't want that. I want one letter for all areas, just generalize the common weather and holidays for these markets to make the article heading more proper. So went ahead and gave me some article headlines, right? So this is how we get our headlines. Now I can continue and say, go ahead and write me this article and I can work off of ChatGPT if I want. And that's definitely not a bad way to go. It's probably in most people's case free, right? What I'm going to do is we're going to work with December here. I'm just going to grab this title, right? Now, addition, what I did here was I said, okay, using these, make me images for each month. And I'll show you why in a second. So I'm going to go over here to something called Byword. So Byword's a very cool program I like to use. And I'm going to select single articles. It's a great program. We do it for our customers as part of our service, but something you can subscribe to and use. It's very cool. It's great for writing blogs, et cetera, et cetera. So I just put in my article title. I'm going to say generate. So we're going to let that kind of go. And what we're going to do is we're going to start moving into actually what we're going to do next. So remember these images that we got. I would go into the BUMS system and go into marketing and I would upload I would upload all those images. But then after that, what I did was I created email templates. We go into our email templates on our newsletter. I created a template. Now these templates are super easy to make. There's tons of articles out there. And if you need help, we could do it. Otherwise you get some built with us. But what we're going to do is take our November template. We're just going to clone it, right? And we're going to rename it as December. And we're going to get rid of this clone and we'll clone it. And here's our article, right? So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to change the image. I've already uploaded my images. So I'm going to go here with this image, just so you know, is right from here. Like I just went in here and it's going to ask you to say continue for every month. So you just say continue and make a new image, continue. If you don't like it, it's hard to make a new image. It's gotten better over the ages. Like I've noticed over the past few months, it's gotten so much better in how it does, especially the text portion of it's gotten much, much better. So anyhow, I'm going to go back to the BUM system here. We've uploaded our image. Now you can do this in high level or whatever email program you're using. Now I like to use code for the body. What I've done after the body is I've done just a very simple call to action saying, hey, if you got any needs, contact us, right? That's it. We don't want to get too into it. Now, the article structure, the colors, the layout, that's all up to you. You can decide what you want to do. I will say avoid too many pictures, too much formatting. It's going to land you in the spam box. So try to keep it at a minimal. Your logo is one image. Remember, you have another image here and you have the button. So, there's some HTML there. So you want to avoid too much. So we go back to our Byword and it's already created this beautiful article for us. It's even give us an image. I don't really like their images, but it's okay. But you can kind of see the whole article here and beautifully written article. Now, I would probably check this article for sake of this particular video. I'm going to just not check it. I could drop it in ChatGPT and say, revise it, whatever, but we're just going to go over here. Now, Byword does a great job of making SEO keywords. I would dual purpose this article for my blogs as well. We're going to go back over here and I'm just going to drop that code in there. I'm going to save it. And the reason I like using code, because you can copy text here. The reason I like code is because it's doing all the formatting for me. It's doing the H tags and the bubbles and all that spacing. Everything's done beautifully. Looks like a really nice newsletter. If I save it and I preview this, you can see this will look beautiful coming in, I could preview it on my tablet. I could preview it on my phone. This is all inside the BUMS system. High level is very similar. Some differences with us. We set up a lot of stuff for roofing contractors. We make it a little more user friendly. We offer you a lot more advice and support, things like that. But again, you can use the other one as well. So now we're done. I've saved this template. Let's just make sure I did save it because sometimes I don't. Let's save it. Let's move on so it's done. We're going to go into our automations. We built a monthly newsletter automation. This monthly newsletter, what I've done is every time a contact is created, they're being added into this list. One thing to know, I don't allow re-entry. That way there's no duplication in case contract gets recreated. So I'm going to go here, contact created, and it's going to say, wait for the first of every month. So this is pretty simple. Waiting for the current day of the month is the first. And it can be anytime. And it's going to check on these days, right? So actually, let me just go ahead and do that. I feel like that's an error. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And the condition it's going to have is that now you got to understand high level. It doesn't let you segment it. Ideally, I would say if it's January, send this. If it's February, send this, and so forth. Because the way it works, I have to segment it. So I've segmented into quarters. Quarter one, I say if the current month is January or it's February or it's March. This is all under one branch, right? You have to understand a little bit of high level here. And I've made a quarter two, and again, 3 months, and 3 and 4. Pretty simple, right? So I made a condition because I could spread it out because I can't do 12 conditions. So I could do 4, I believe, maximum, but I did quarters. And then what I did was in each quarter, I went ahead and put in another condition. And I said, hey, make sure the current month is January. And then another branch that says it's February, it's March. So see the difference here? This one is saying anything that is January, February, or March, send it to A. Anything that is April, May, June, send it to B, right? This one is saying if it's January, go here. If it's February, go here. So hopefully that makes sense to you. You can see this is not that complicated. I would build this one and copy it over and then make the edits. It just works easy. So let's just go into December because that's what we were just doing. So we're going to look at December. So again, if we were following this down, contact was created at some point. They entered this. Wait for the first of the month. Condition is it's fourth quarter. Then it's going to go into fourth quarter, hypothetically, if it's December. It's going to check. It's going to see that it's a December. It'll want to send this email. What we're going to do here is we're going to find that template. So we're just going to go in and we can just type in December. In our December newsletter, there it is. And we're going to save that email. And that email is now going to go out. And then what we did was we said, wait, we only want to send it on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of the month. And we want to check for that. So actually what I'm going to do is, I did do that right the first time. I apologize. I should trust my own work. Sometimes I don't. Get rid of Sunday, Saturday. I like delivering on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I feel like those are the days of the month that you get higher results, right? So what's going to happen is if the condition was met through that it's a first, it's going to understand. It's just going to wait till that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before it fires it off, and it's going to send it off. And what we did after we waited in the end is we're saying, okay, after you're done with the December cycle, wait until it's January. And if it's January, you're going to go to, and you're going to go right back to this condition where it's going to run again, and it's going to go filter into January. I built all these emails already, so they're ready to go. I'm just going to save that. I haven't published this yet. I have a little more work to do on it. But you can see how easy that was. In 10 minutes with me explaining it, I was able to do one. But to give you an idea how long it took me to build these, I'm going to go into marketing, and we're going to go into our email templates. We'll go to our newsletters. So you can see we started this at 428. It's 444. That's actually not true because I did the articles separately. So really, I would add probably 30 minutes to this. So it's right now 4:49. So I would tell you that I probably took an hour, hour and a half to build these articles and set them up for a full campaign for this person for the entire month, right? And you can see it's actually all the months is set up and it's going to fire up. Now, this is going to keep your customer engaged. It's going to let them have your number. It's going to keep them informed, make you the go-to source or the educated party or the expert, right? So if you want to do it, it was very simple and it just takes an hour. So the tools we use, just so you guys understand, we use ChatGPT, very simple. And again, you can write your articles in here. I don't suggest it because I feel like you could get it to be as good, maybe even better, but there's a lot of prompting to do. I like go to Byword, set up my little article settings and go ahead and put in my stuff. Can't give away everything. And then what it'll do is it'll produce beautiful articles that are great for you. And then what you're going to do is we used BUMS system here, but you could use high level. You could use some other email system and you just put in your templates. And of course, we had built that automation. This is something very cool. This is something any of you guys can do. If you have high level, you can use it. If you don't, head over to BUMS.AI and just go ahead. And my suggestion, guys, like, look, it's a little biased, of course, but you're going to get a lot more value from us is get BUMS.AI. If you want to get high level, you can get it through us through our affiliate link. It's only 297, but it's just not going to be as powerful. Now they do have a $97 version price, and I'm just going to fast forward and tell you just jump over to 297. That's where you're going to need to be. Trust me, that's what you're going to want. But you can go ahead and figure that out. If you want to schedule a discovery call, you can also do that as well. But there you go. We just set up our news articles in under an hour for the entire year and probably spent, I don't know, Byword's probably $20 a month, $30 a month, I suppose. And ChatGPT, if you're paying for the expert version, it's $20 a month. So we spent $50 an hour of our time. I'm sitting here having a cigar and watching, at the cigar lounge, just relaxing, got this knocked out for our client. So hopefully you guys can do it. Hopefully that helps and good luck.